Okay, I know that the pattern I'm using will not come off of my quilt when I start. So I didn't baste down this side of my quilt. You probably should, but I didn't. So I need to be I want 2 inches between my row of my last design, and I can move right over here close to the end of my my quilt. And I forgot to put my little tension. This curtain rod just holds these up so my machine doesn't get caught in these clips. So now I know where I want my machine to start. So I'm going to go into, remember I put 8 times here. So we're going to do start quilting. I'm going to skip advanced because I'm not advanced. Okay, we're here at start sewing and the screen's blank. You have to click on start. And that processes the pattern that I'm going to be putting on here. And it's going to go through some instructions and some information. And when it stops, you can actually go back and review those instructions, which I do. But since I've already done several rows, I already know. We're just kind of waiting for that to finish going through. Okay, it asked you a question, is this correct? And what it reviewed was how many times I wanted to go across the quilt, and yes, everything in there is correct. I'm going from right to left. I'm repeating left. So now here it says continue. Okay, it says make sure your needle's up so you don't scratch your material. Now, I'm gonna make sure I place this where I want, because you'll hear it lock in when I push continue. There. Sometimes that might be a jump. So right here, I put up my presser foot. Right here's where I bring up my bobbin thread. And it's only supposed to go up and down 1 time, but my machine doesn't know the rules, so I just want to bring up that bobbin thread. If you don't do that, and you don't have 2 threads here, you're going to have a bird's nest mess underneath. So you might as well just stop and do it right. So remember to put down your presser foot, because if you don't, there's no tension. And again, underneath, you're going to have one heck of a mess, and you're just going to have to tear it all out and start over. So I'm ready to start with my PC quilter, so I'm going to continue. And this is why I like to stand right in front. I want to see what my stitches look like. I can tell if my tension's correct. And if anything goes wrong, got my magic wand, I can reach right over and push the toggle switch, which is right there on the PC quilter, to stop it. And that doesn't hurt, it doesn't mess up the design. It just pauses it. And you'll have to do that when you run out of bobbin thread. And it's not going to tell you when you run out of bobbin thread. That's why I watch it. I don't walk away from this. I just watch. Get your threads out of the way, because they'll just get quilted right in. The design I'm doing is 10 inches by 10 inches. And I like that because it just takes up a lot of the quilt and you don't have to make as many rows. I'm just about at the end of my quilt, so when I get to the bottom, I have it pinned here, but I'll take the pins off and I will actually baste it to my backing, because when this little foot goes off, if you don't have that basted, it can get caught underneath the material, and then you have another mess, and it's not fun, it's frustrating, so you might as well just take the time to baste. Now, I knew it was not going to come off here, but it'll go off down there, so I'll probably stop later on and baste that side so I don't have any mess ups. It can be frustrating at first, but if you just follow the directions in the manual and take your time, when you get it, it can be confusing. I just took my good old time and had a lot of mess up quilts, so you just want to make some practice quilts. I have a practice quilt on my wall that what I did, it was material that I was trying to dye and wasn't very nice. So I just did some practice runs so I know what my pattern looks like. And you probably can't see it very well, but it's a row of hearts, like a vine. And the other one is Willow and Weeds, which was actually a free download from one of the websites. And there's lots of websites you can go on and buy patterns, and they're not all that expensive. So I have this on 6, and it's looking pretty good. But it took me 2 years to get up to 6. I started out at 3, like the manual suggested, and I was afraid to go any faster for a long time. But I'm feeling a little more comfortable with it. I haven't done a whole lot of quilts, but I've been doing more lately. So, and this one's for a wedding gift coming up in about 2 weeks, so I've got to get it finished. Okay, I think that's everything I needed to tell you. If you just think before you start quilting of everything you need to know, like lowering the presser foot, bringing the bobbin thread up, basting. Basting's real important. I didn't do it for a long time because I thought, oh, I can stand here and hold this material down and it won't get caught. Well, it did, and that was not fun. So I hope you got some information out of here. If you have a PC quilter, or if you're thinking about buying one, it was the most economical way for me to go, and I'm satisfied with it. I couldn't afford the $20,000 machine and computer, so this robot works out well for me, and you can do for friends. I did some quilts for friends, and they were thrilled. If you have any questions, you can email me. Go to my website for some nice fabric, www.cottondoc.com, and I have some great fabric on there at some really good prices. I was just at the Hershey Quilt Show, and fabric there was selling for $10 to $13 a yard because of the price of cotton. So just remember which direction you're going to go, left to right or right to left. And again, I stand in the front because I want to see what's going on. And this little handy-dandy magic wand really was a godsend and saved a lot of frustration. If you really get frustrated, throw darts. Okay, I guess that's it. And I hope I hear from you.